here to get done. It is like 1:30 in the afternoon. Didn't even stop for lunch, just been trying to catch up here. I gotta be done before like 6 o'clock. I gotta have my dog at the vet tonight. Definitely not feeling well. First place we're going is Wirksboro, New York. We have to make a key for an 01 Nissan Altima, and the ignition has been changed out in it. So I'm pretty sure I have the Lishi pick for the ignition in the truck, so I'm going to pick that out and read it. Then we have to go to Fallsburg. Believe it or not, we have to do a 1987 Grand Marquis. That's H50, H51, the old 5-cut Ford stuff. So we're going to run the tryouts on that to make keys for it. I even had to ask the guy, I said 97 or 87? I said, did one key work the door in the ignition? He said, nope, separate keys. So I believe him now that it's an 87. But then again, it could be a bad 10-cut ignition, you know, where the ears break loose and all that other stuff with them. And the spoon, the buzzer inside, it's like a spoon that snaps off and gets wedged in the ignition there. It was common with the old 10 cuts. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna run and do that. Then we have to go do a Nissan Versa in Woodridge for one of the local car dealers. They have a customer that's requesting an extra key for it, so we're gonna run and take care of that. And then if I have time, I'm gonna go run and put those 2 dummy knobs in that job that I did, I think it was last week sometime, like last Thursday or Friday. He has 2 knobs for that massive job, so I just want to get that done and out of the way. And we are fighting the wind here today, man. We got like 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and it's ripping. But yeah, and it's about 54 degrees. It's pretty cold here today. It was real cold last night. But anyway, let's get rolling. We're going to head to Wirksboro and take care of this Altima. Alright, as you can see, if you look at this is Route 17, and it's pretty much at a standstill, so we're going to be taking back roads on the way back. They got a little bottleneck here by the bridge, and everything gets backed up because so many people come upstate for the weekend to their their weekend houses, summer houses, stuff like that. So this literally just jams all of this up. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on how the weekends go up here. Okay, just getting into Wirksboro. We have to do this old Nissan Altima. It's an 01. I'll be pulling in here in a second. It's funny, PJ from CLK Supplies was just talking about the NI01 key for like these old Altimas and stuff like that. They're just not very popular anymore. But, I mean, they may be in some parts, but not here. I don't use it very often. Anyway, I'm pulling in here now, and we'll see what we can do with this Altima. Okay, we are at this car. She does have a door key for this car, but this does not work in the ignition. Nissan changed this ignition. They have no record of it or anything like that. So I'm gonna run the Lishi, which also does the ignition, version 3. Alright, let me pick this. Okay, so this ignition's picked on now. This is picked over. I'm gonna read these cuts out, and I'm gonna run a fill program on it. Alright, so that's what I got for the first cuts that I read out of there. These were 2 or 3s, and we're going to play it by ear from there and see what comes up with a code. So I cut the first key to this code, the 18744. It didn't work, close, but didn't work, and now I'm trying this code. We're going to cut that and see what happens. Alright, so the second key that I cut to the second code was actually good. Smooth as butter. Just needs a shot of oil in this ignition, man. This thing is dry. It works perfect. Alright, I'm gonna cut this on a transponder and we'll program it up. Right, we are doing 2 keys for this car. There's one here, one in the ignition. This is the original key for the doors. As you can see, it is not even remotely close. So let's program this first one. Bear with me, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Trying to watch through a screen here, through the phone. Perfect. And all right, let's collect a bunch of money and get the heck out of here. Okay, so the lady next to this with the Acura, rather than doing a full program, I did a clone on this. I used the Key Tool Mini and literally just cloned a chip and threw it in there. This is an 03 Acura. I just cloned this with the VVDI. And these have the weird OBD2 port down underneath that you always have to look for. They're underneath there. You got to dig them out and stuff. I wasn't digging in all that. All right, this car is done too, and we're moving on. Okay, so that Nissan is done. That was pretty easy, man. It's a simple job. I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's simple. It's literally picking the ignition, reading the cuts. You know, you got to run a couple of different codes. Sometimes they'll bite you in the rear end and they're just a pain in the neck. But you know, after you do it just so long, it's kind of almost like a second nature. The more you do anything, the better you get at it. But anyway, I guess they had 3 locksmiths there supposedly, and none of them could do the ignition key on that car. And they called Nissan. They wanted $600 for the ignition and the installation, and it came with 2 keys. I was a little bit less than that, but I got the job done, and they didn't have to have their car towed and everything else. But anyway, the super there, Jim from the building, I've known for quite a while, for a friend of mine, and he actually asked me if I was interested in taking over the building. And I have no idea. I've never even met the locksmith whose name was on the keys there, but at least not that I know of. But I'll take the building over. I got no problem with that, servicing all the apartments there. Anyway, I'm going to shoot over. I'm going to take care of this Nissan Versa since we're, 12 miles from there. And then we're going to go to South Fallsburg and we're going to take care of this Grand Marquis. Alright, we're just getting into Woodridge. I cut up through the back roads from Wurtsboro so I didn't have to deal with the drama, that bottleneck backed up 4 or 5 miles there. But we'll be at the shop here in a couple of minutes and we're going to take care of this Nissan Versa key. I believe it's a remote head key. Alright, here I am sitting at this used car lot and I'm listening to PJ live here on my phone.
Alright, so the drum roll.
The Lockfather still won because he grew pork chops for it.
Good stuff. She's getting the $50 Amazon.
Alright, I gotta go back to work. I got stuff to do here. I can't play dress up. We're in this 12 Versa. One thing with these cars is it's probably not even chipped. A lot of these. Yep, no chip in the key. I always check these Versas first because so many of these things are not chipped. But we do have to program the remote. This is at a used car lot here. This key is programmed. All right, and put this key in. Turn it on. Choose Nissan, agree. Program your remote, type 1. Program a remote, press an unlock button so we take the new key. unlock. And what I usually do, I'll usually hit program remote again, and then I'll hit the original too. But where these things will screw you up, these Nissans, like right now, you got nothing. Turn the key off, you got nothing. The important thing to watch with these, you gotta unplug, open the door, turn the key on. Now you hear the locks pop. Okay, now everything is alive. New key. And this car is done. I gotta go open a friend of mine's house. He is locked out. He lost his keys today. He's a plumber. So let me run over there quick and we'll let him in. Alright, we are just pulling into his house right now. He's got guys here waiting to get paid. He lost his new Dodge keys, everything. I'm just gonna pick this open quick and get it up and rolling. Alright, so I picked that. I just Lishi'd that open quick and got rolling. I gotta get the hell out of here. I gotta still go to Fallsburg and make the keys for his Grand Marquis. So 5-cut Ford H50, H51. Alright, I am on my way to Fallsburg to knock this car out. He's gonna come meet me to get Marquis cut. Alright, we're just getting to the parking lot here by Landau's. This is closed for the season. I'll be damned, the thing is a 1987. Okay, let me just pull up to this thing and we're gonna run some tryouts on this antique. Alright, here we go, guys. This is a lovely car. Alright, I'm just gonna oil this thing up. With the most oil it's seen in 25 years. My tryout box here is a little beat up throughout the years. As I try each key, what I do this one-handed for you guys, rather than soaring up my fingers, not soaring, I stick these keys in, try one side, I turn it over, and you try the other side, because each side has a different cut on it. And he only wants to do the ignition on this car. He asked if it was cheaper if we didn't do the door. I said, of course. So he thinks he's gonna find the keys, but he has to go tonight. So just gonna sit here and run through some tryouts and see what's going on with this thing. And I'm sure we'll get it done. But you know, like we went through 3 keys, so that's technically 6 different tryouts. Back in the day, people used to say, oh, do you have a master key for that car? Well, there's no master key for any car. Look at that. While I'm sitting here talking. Piece of crap runs pretty good. Look at that. That's literally you got 3. That was the 4th or 5th key that we tried. And we got a perfect working key already. That was pretty good. That's pretty good during a video. But alright, I'm gonna dupe this quick and make sure everything works good, and I'll be right back with you. Right, I duped half this key just to show you guys. So a lot of you guys probably don't know the old Fords unless you've been in this a while. But the pins on this are always on the bottom. This is a convenience key. So now if I take this out, it shows you that the pins are on the bottom of the switch. Put it in, it's absolutely perfect. Now if I were to turn this key over, it would not function until the other side of the key is cut. So the pin tumblers are from the bottom of this. You know, just to give you guys a little history and knowledge on these old Fords. But it works absolutely perfect. It's so worn out and so forgiving, you can literally just dupe the tryout and be done with it. All right, I'm just gonna cut the other side and an extra key and we're done here. All right, and there you go. 2 perfectly good working keys. That one's fine. I'll turn it in my hand, we'd be all set. And come on. That one's fine. We're done with this, and now I gotta wait for the guy to get here and check his ID and stuff. All right, so that one went smooth. Probably gonna get hit by a freight train here or something somewhere. Yeah, everything worked out well with that. That was surprising that it actually worked out on camera. They usually don't go that well. You know, you're usually 20, 30 keys in, 40 keys in, you know, and I've had it a few times where it was the last key, you start losing faith. You're like, man, I hope Aero-lock cut these things right. But they always seem to work out, man. Those old 5-pin H51 keys for the ignitions, the H50s on the doors. It's just, those were the good old days. They're long gone, pretty much. Anyway, it's exactly 5:01, and I have to head home. I have to take my dog to the vet. My dog is not feeling well. When I come home and my dog doesn't meet me at the door, and she kind of arcs her body a little bit to the side and kind of gives me like a little howl type deal, half Shar-Pei, half Beagle, I knew something was wrong right away, so I checked on the dog. The dog's met me by the door every time I've ever came home for the last 14 years, so she's going to the vet tonight. I'm gonna get her checked out. Hopefully she's all right, man. She's getting old. She's like really part of the family. My kids would be heartbroken. Anyway, I'm headed home and gonna take care of my dog. Thanks for watching, and leave that thumbs up.